Speaking Myanmar, lessons for English-speaking learners, the verb particle for must. In this lesson, you'll learn that the Myanmar word used for must is constructed very similar to English helping verbs. You'll learn how to pronounce it and what order to place it in both positive and negative statements. So in English, there are a number of helping verbs we combine with other verbs to add meaning. Verbs like can, am able to, could, might, should, and must. It's this last one, must, that we're going to discuss in this lesson. Now in English, you sometimes use just the helping verb. For example, if someone asks you if you can take them to the store, your answer might be, I can. You can leave out the primary verb because it's understood in the conversation. You can do that with all of these helping verbs in the English language. Now let's see how it works in Myanmar. Here's what the particle that means must looks like in the Myanmar language. In reality, this one particle has several different meanings, like to be able, or to be possible, or to be allowed to do something. It's actually also a verb that means to get something, to earn something, or for parents to have a child, among other things. It's commonly also used on its own to say, oh, everything's okay, it's fine, or when someone thanks you to say, you're welcome. Now, before you get too frustrated with that, remember that English words often have multiple meanings that are very different. For instance, just consider the English verb catch. You can catch a ball, you can catch a cold, or you can catch a flight. You can catch a fish. A building or an athlete can catch fire. Very different meanings for the same word, right? Now remember, I said that in English you can sometimes use a helping verb without the main verb. For instance, you could just say, I must. But in Myanmar, that's not the case. This particle for must needs to be combined with a primary verb, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. First, let's consider how to pronounce it. It has the creaky stop tone and is pronounced ya, ya. Now let me show you where to put the must particle in both an affirmative and negative sentence. We'll start with this simple statement, I must go to the store. Here the main verb is go and the helping verb is must. And in English, must comes before the main verb, must go. Here's how you would say that in the Myanmar language. Sango twaya me. Now in this sentence, the verb combination is still must go, but of course it's in reverse order. Go must. So the must helping verb particle goes immediately after the verb. But lastly, we need a sentence ending particle. Now when the helping verb must is used, it's almost always going to be the future tense particle because the action is yet to take place. Now there are some sentences where the affirmative and implied present tense particle is used. Usually if you're actually in the process of beginning the action, but that's really just a finer detail. Don't worry about it. Just know that the future tense particle will usually be correct. But now let's look at the negative statement. I must not go to the store. In Myanmar, it's Sango matwaya bu. Now the verb combination stays intact. Twaya. But the negative particle pair replaces the final future particle, and it's wrapped around the verb combination. So in review, the Myanmar word for must is a helping verb particle that has to be combined with another verb. It's pronounced ya, with a creaky tone. It follows the primary verb, but must have a verb or sentence-ending particle following it in both positive and negative sentences. And that's it for this lesson.